Anybody else would like to make a comment?
So my name is Steve.
Would you push the button on that microphone, please? Thank you.
So my name is Steve. I was at the last council meeting.
We need your first and last name.
No, thank you. I'm remaining anonymous. So I was at the last council meeting, July 24th. I requested permission to record on July 14th. Received that permission. Also followed all guidelines that required, which I agree with. Sat in here, was quiet. Recorded on a GoPro with the same setup I have here now. Within 1 minute of coming into the room, I was arrested. Every single one of you sat here and watched it. There is no requirement to request permission to record a public meeting. The court case, which I gave you guys my tort claim, and I submitted the Supreme Court ruling to these guys, which ignored it, and the sergeant said, good, I hope you sue and I hope you get a lot of money.
I don't mean to cut you off, we're not gonna litigate this thing at this moment.
It's my time to talk, so
No,
thank
it's
you.
not.
Yes, always,
Well, actually, it is.
Roosevelt versus New Jersey.
Well, you can
Yeah,
complain.
so it's my time to talk, so
No, you also-
you guys broke the law.
It's time to talk.
It's my time to talk. You guys broke the law. You guys arrested me and this other gentleman here. You arrested Chris another time. You guys broke the law. You have the tort claim already put on file. I am suing. The ACLU was already contacted, already reached back out to me, along with the original attorney from Taurus versus Pine Hill. They're on board. They said my rights were violated. Everything was recorded. So you guys are a sunk ship. There is no requirement to ask Daddy for permission to record a public meeting. This is our right. It's a common law right. You don't have the right to stop it. So glad you guys violated the law. We're going to get a nice little paycheck for violating the law. It's absolutely disgusting what you guys do. It's absolutely disgusting what you guys do. Thinking you can do whatever you want. Your sergeant could care less. Every single officer that was there that day, I gave in the Supreme Court ruling, and no, we're not going to look at it. We're just going to arrest you and charge you with NJSA 33A, which is physically interfering with a public meeting. I sat down, so did this gentleman. Within 1 minute, we were arrested and taken out of here. How did we physically interfere with anything? Can you answer that?
No.
No, because we didn't. Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
I don't think you, just 1 second though.
Okay.
This is that portion of the meeting, if you're not going to stay for the remainder of the meeting that you get to speak. This is not the public portion. So if you speak during this portion, then that generally it's something that is not on the agenda and that it says, and that you won't be staying for the remainder. You're more than welcome to speak now, but then I'm just pointing that out. This is not the public session. Okay.
Well, you should be seen as a former governor too, allowing that to happen.
Okay, so will be remain anonymous. I was here on the 24th. I came in and walked into this room. I was in the back, all the way to the end. Just keeping it to myself, to remain private. I was with this gentleman. He had prior permission, so we were coming to the meeting to film, and we were able to do so. Okay. On March 7, 2007, the Newburgh, New Jersey Supreme Court unanimously held that videotaping public meetings is part of the common law right to obtain information. And Chief Justice James R. Zitelli, hope I'm saying that right, his writing for the court explained openness is a hallmark of democracy, a sacred maxim of our government, and video is but a modern instrument in that evolving pursuit. The use of modern technology to record and review the activities of public bodies should marshal pride in our open system of government, not muster suspicion against the citizens who conduct the recording. Okay, that comes from the Supreme Court. And the lack of transparency within this governing body here in Lavallette is it's as if there's a giant black curtain that's just been shut, and nobody can do something that's a common law right. What happened to me, what I was charged with, was what was done to me. The officer physically interfered, he disrupted the meeting, and then I was charged with doing so. I think that's a pretty backwards reality to have happened. I also think it's a little troublesome that the unconstitutional, unlawful order came from the father of the arresting officer. There's a reason why there's check and balance systems within governing bodies. It's so those kinds of things can't be abusive and corrupt, as what we have all experienced here in Lavallette. Striving for transparency within governing bodies should be something that you shouldn't be penalized for it. You gotta really think about the message that you're sending when you arrest people for filming a meeting. It's multiple arrests at this point. You guys have no problem arresting people for filming a meeting. I think that's really disgusting and vile.
Okay, anybody else? Make a comment? Then you're not gonna stick with the remainder of the meeting.
I am El Rampador. I am with SativaCross.org. We're a 501c3 here in New Jersey, advocating for disabled and wheelchair accessibility and cannabis patients' rights. It's a shame that the Lavallette taxpayers have to pay for this type of ignorance. That's really the problem here. They're gonna have to pay for this. And I want them to know that they have to pay for this because they're gonna get a big settlement from this. The ACLU laughed when they heard about this case because this was decided on by the Supreme Court of New Jersey. Your police officers have lost their qualified immunity by violating their oath to the Constitution, so they're gonna be sued personally. So you got big problems here in Lavallette. You really need to change your energy and maybe go to church and pray to Jesus or something. I don't know, there's a disconnect here somewhere. Maybe pray for yourselves. I'll pray for you too. We have won awards from the state. We have joint resolutions for our work with the disabled. We have federal citations for our work with the disabled. We try to make the world a better place. And when you violate people's rights, that is not making the world a better place. And my reason for coming here is because you took away the wheelchair mats, or you didn't order the wheelchair mats because they were ugly. And from what I understand, now there's no wheelchair mats, so there's no wheelchair access to the beaches here. I believe you should put the last first. I believe these should be Zoom meetings available to disabled vets. For 19 months, you gave people access to these meetings. For 19 months, you gave it to healthy people. And disabled people were along for the ride. And when you make a change like that and go back to in-person meetings, you left all these disabled people in the lurch. And there's this process for that. Under Title II of the ADA, there's a process. You have to have a transition period, a question and answer, a grievance procedure. Your ADA coordinator needs to be involved. And I don't even think you guys have an ADA coordinator. Any entity with 50 members or more has to have an ADA coordinator. You don't have that. So you need to get that. You need to get on board with the ADA and put the last first and take care of the sick and disabled vets. Thank you. They shall grow not old as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning we will remember them.
Anybody else like to make a comment prior to the consolidated agenda?
Oh. 31 years ago, I worked for the Lavallette police, the beach police. If Mr. LaCicero was not mayor, Christian LaCicero would not even be a police officer, let alone chief. The fact that Christian LaCicero is now chief is scary. If I say something inappropriate, how many seconds do I have before I get arrested? If I say something deemed inappropriate, Mr. Attorney, would you like to answer that?
No.
I think it's convenient that the mayor, I'm just making sure no one's sneaking up behind me, like they did at the other meetings and arrested me. I was violently arrested. These guys were arrested. I was violently arrested. With body cameras. Could you close the computer for a second? It seems like she's hiding behind the computer. She's just like she's hiding the body camera footage and there's surveillance footage from in here.
I have a lot of
There was a evacuation of the post office, which is a federal building, on April 10th of 2022. Sergeant LaCicero cooperated with Mr. Colin Grant. And Joanne Philippone tries to justify this fake bomb threat when a girl I was dating, wearing booty shorts and a tight shirt, ran up to use the bathroom and left. There was a fake bomb threat, and you looked puzzled. This building was evacuated. Colin Grant has lost his mind before he retired. This was his last hurrah. It was a Vladimir Putin-style attack to hospitalize me, and it caused me extreme destabilization of my life. I lost my Volkswagen Touareg because of that. I wasn't about to turn myself in and answer to a fake bomb threat based to have me hospitalized for my girlfriend at the time running in to use the bathroom and running back out. They didn't want to pull us over. They didn't want to talk to her. They didn't, I don't even want to say hypotheticals because I don't even want to be sarcastic or anything. You guys will try to charge me with something. Ms. Philippone said, what is a bomb threat? It's a suspicion. It's a suspicion. Is it a reasonable suspicion? I was on the phone with Chief LaCicero. He said, if I see you and you look suspicious, I'm going to stop you. His father's an attorney. Mr. Lamb, you're an attorney. Your son is an attorney who violently arrested me and broke my finger. I have a bone chip in my middle finger still. He's violently arrested me. These arrests are recorded, but I haven't seen them. You cannot stop someone for suspicion. These officers who are sons of council members, former chief, former police officer, Mr. LaCicero, Mayor LaCicero, former police officer, they don't know the law. It's scary for me. It's scary for me. I was arrested on March 2nd of 2020. I asked for permission for everyone to record the meetings. That was during COVID. I live streamed the meeting to Facebook, and then they kicked me out of the Facebook group. And now I can't get that footage either, where these officers forced younger officers to lie on police reports, corrupting their entire career. I wasn't loudly narrating, as it's spelled in the police report. I wasn't loudly narrating. These officers, your son, Justin Lamb, lies on police reports. That's atrocious. It's atrocious. And the prosecutor's office backs you guys up every time. Does this corruption spread to the Attorney General's office as well? They took my surfboards off the beach and basically gave my surfboards away. That's all on body camera footage. Where's the footage? You guys have no right to touch my belongings on the beach. Threw away my bananas I was going to eat later. I had low energy from radiation treatment and other hardships I've suffered. After Hurricane Sandy, while you guys were all hoarding your power and conspiring to gain even more control of this beach politically, I was out risking my life, taking pictures of every resident's house I could get to, harassed by the police, posting pictures on the Lavallette Boardwalk Facebook group. It's pathetic, the way these officers behave and corrupt younger officers. I feel for these younger officers who have their whole career ahead of them and are forced to sign their name to complaints that go directly against digital video evidence. It's sickening. I have a daughter who's Down syndrome. She's got 2 older brothers. The prosecutor's office is more corrupt than you guys, if you can believe that. They back you guys up on everything. It's sickening what you guys are doing here. You should be in your normal seat. You're not the mayor. Your son should be fired and on the Brady list. Let's release this body camera footage. Let's have some transparency. Where's all the body camera footage? Where's the footage of this evacuation? I wonder why I didn't get it. Because they were all probably laughing. Ha ha. Adam was there. Adam helped organize it. And Sergeant LaCicero. He and Colin Grant. A fake bomb threat in order to hospitalize me. All right?
Yeah, you're up.
Okay.
Yep.
And the mayor called me a Benny and video recorded me, and supposedly there's no record of that. And I'm going to stay for the rest of the meeting in my capacity as
Later.
Thank you.
Okay, does anybody else have a comment prior to the meeting actually? All right, so, reports, Mrs. Colville.
Construction report for July 2023. There were 32 tickets issued. Revenue generated was $25,526 minus $11,900 fees paid. That's 28,417. That makes down to $10,357.
Go now.
Yes, thank you.
Have a nice day.
You too. Hey Mike, how are you, buddy? Good to see you, bro. How you doing? Yeah. Come on. Wow. Retreat.